15 years of research that I've been working on this concept and what I understand now about what makes change stick. And it's really, really important to understand the concepts. Now, at 15 years, I've been understanding this. I've researched it. I've watched it anecdotally in organization after organization after organization. And now the Changemakers product and the conversations that we're having across the board here are finally allowing people to realize, this is it. This is what makes change stick. So a change maker, a person who can make change stick in an organization, is one who does these three things all day, every day. They're a person who consistently puts the good of the organization first. If you want to make change stick in this department, then you have to put the good of this department first. You want to make change stick in this family, then you got to put the good of the family first. But you can't lose sight of the second thing, which is you also have to make authentic human connection. The third thing that you got to do, so you put the good of the business first, you make authentic human connection. And the third thing you have to do is you have to treat change as a process, not an event. So change is not an event. Rome was not built in a day. Change, you don't just turn the system on and poof, it works. That's not how it goes. It's a process, not an event. So what's happened, and you've seen this in your own career, you've seen this in organization after organization, project after project. What's happened in so many places is that we have grown up pillars of people who grew up, you had a little check mark next to your name because you had direct reports. And so you got to be really good at making authentic human connection. You got to go to leadership classes and you got to be really good at building authentic human connection. So you got to be good at that. Or you got to be part of that part of the organization. Maybe you were in project management. Maybe you were in the data part of the organization. Maybe you were in process improvement. Maybe you were in agile, part of the agile transformation. And you got to be really good at putting the good of the business first, but you didn't have that little check mark next to your name that said you had direct reports. And so you didn't get to go to the people leadership classes. And you were really good at putting the good of the business first, but you didn't get to make authentic human connection because you didn't learn those skills. And very often the people who were really good at putting the good of the business first with big data, or were really good at process improvement, or really good at project management, or really good at process, those pieces, those technical disciplines were not also pre-wired to be really good at human connection. And so you had these two groups of people who some were really good at the one thing and some were really good at the other thing. And you had a couple of people who were maybe unicorns who could do one or the both, and they were magically capable at doing two of them. But then you get a third problem. And the third problem is you get some people who got really deep dive expertise in change. And you probably have them or you've seen them. Change consultants get this deep dive expertise in change, and they get so deep into change management and how change goes that they forget to put the good of the business first, and they forget to make authentic human connection. And they get so caught up in their tools and their process and we got to do it this way, we got to do it, we got to do change, that then when a project comes along, an initiative comes along, and some organization says, hey, we need some change management on here, we got to get something done. Well, you've got a leader who says, I need to do something and I got to get this initiative done, but that leader doesn't know how to do project management. And the change management is like, well, no, you got to follow this process. You got to do this thing. Or the project manager says, we've got to do this big initiative. Change management, I'm told you have to come to the table. And change management says, well, we got to follow this process. And project management says, no, we do this process. And the two of them start going head to head because they use two different processes and they speak two different languages and they can't get past that. And so before long, you have three different pillars doing three different things, and they can't get stuff done in the organization. They all want something. And at the end of the day, they all probably want what's best for the organization, but they're not speaking the same language. And so what Changemakers has done is we've come to the table and we've said, hang on just a second. Hang on. You have people in your organization who authentically make good human connection. And you have people in your organization who really know how to put the good of the business first. And you have people in your organization who really understand how to make change a process and not an event. We don't want, we don't want to undo anything you've done. We're not like those people who say, well, you learned the wrong way. We got to throw out everything you've ever learned and learn it our way. We're not that. We come to the table and we say, okay, let's do just a super quick inventory. What are you trying to get done here? What pieces do you already have? And how do we help you through coaching conversations bridge the gap? How do we help you bridge the gap so that when you come to the table, your process people speak enough leadership language that they can make authentic human connection. Your leadership people speak enough project management that they can actually get something done. And everybody speaks enough change management language that they understand that it doesn't happen overnight and you can't just do change the last minute. Change management people are equipped with the language and the coaching and the soft skills, the human skills, the emotional intelligence that they need to be able to work their way to the table in these other conversations without forcing the templates and the tools, which is very often the way that change management leads the conversation.